Hello, my name is Starlight. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I'm reaching out to all of you beautiful souls out there. I hope you're able to get out in nature like Starlight was this morning at the park, and I was having fun with my animal friends. My only friends, but they are my beautiful friends. I love them so much. So anyway, besides getting out in nature, I hope you are. I hope you're getting out in nature. Spend some time with some animals if you really want to feel good about yourself, and just to relax yourself. Really, just go find where there's some animals, and you could do what Starlight does. Starlight actually, shh, don't tell anybody. Starlight brings some apples with her. She dices them all up and feeds the geese, and I looked online, and yes, geese can eat apples, little bite sizes. So, if you, but don't get caught. Starlight's like, I am gonna take this risk and say I can do this, because if somebody stops me, I'm feeding them exactly what the geese love and what is good for them. So just make sure, if you're going to feed any geese, make sure you Google it first, because there's a lot of food out there that I thought was good for my babies, and I don't want to harm my animal friends by giving them food that's not really good for them and that can cause lots of problem with their health. So make sure you Google online, can geese eat apples? Can geese eat this? Can geese, whatever it is. And it will let you know what they can eat and cannot eat and why it's not good for them. So Starlight was guilty, but now I'm like, nah, I don't want to do that. I love my friends out there, and I love you. So I love all of you, and I wouldn't want to, give you something that was not good for you. This is why I have a YouTube channel, is to help you, to educate you, or to give you some wisdom or knowledge, things that I've experienced in my own life, or things that I've learned through my mentor, and a combination of both to have my YouTube channel. So anyway, I really thank you for your patience with Starlight doing her introduction of this video. And if you are new to my YouTube channel, welcome. And you can find me on YouTube, and that is at Starlight, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman. Plus, you can give this video a thumbs up, and you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Plus, don't forget, you can leave me a message down below, beep, 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 and you could share my videos with your family, your friends. And yes, we're gonna have to put the geese in there, and because and we're gonna say ducks and squirrels. So Starlight had food for all of them. And yes, I love all the animals. So besides sharing my videos with your family and friend and my animal friends, also don't forget the notification bell, ding, ding, ding. And you can also check out my playlist. Plus, you can find me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that's Kathy with a K Dingman Starlight. I love you all. I really, really do. So I haven't mentioned it in a while, so I'm just going to mention this today. If you watch my videos, subscribe to my YouTube channel, give me a thumbs up, leave me a message, and share my videos, Starlight will give you 5 stars. I will give you 5 stars. And I have to say thank you, universe. This is I love this topic. It goes, look at this, it goes great with my hat. And I don't care, I get a lot of funky looks from people, and I love this hat. This is what God gave me, and I love it. It's perfect. It's exactly what Starlight asked. So, but I already got a compliment on this shirt today, and I love button-up checkered shirts, and this one's beautiful. So thank you, universe, thank you, God. And I got to handpick this one out myself. So anyway, today is we're going to talk about, I love these things, and I want to do more of these things. So are they lying to you, and how can you find out? There's a lot of things. This is not exactly what I was going to do today, so I'm going to just start with this, but I did want to do something different, but this is what I said, hey, I'm curious about this anyway, because I love this stuff. And so are they lying to you? And it's about body language that we do without even, we're not even aware of how people can read us like a book. There's psychologists out there that they've studied this stuff, or investigators, police departments and stuff like that, and this is where a lot of what I studied today came from investigators, where they study naughty people, criminals or people that are innocent. So, and they've done all these tests, to figure out, like, are they lying? And I have to say this is not 100% accurate on these things, because I found some things on here. I'm like, I do that, but I'm and I'm going to do it right now. I'm being honest with you. So anyway, let's have some fun with this one. Is one of the first ways that you can tell if somebody is lying to you is that, say, I'm going to do this now, is that say if they don't normally talk with their hands. Starlight talks with her hands all the time. You can check out my old videos. So I do this a lot, I don't want to do that, but so yes, I do talk with my hands a lot. So if it's a person that normally doesn't, sorry, I got an alarm going off here. I don't know why I don't know why that alarm's going off at 3 o'clock for today. Do I got something I'm supposed to go to? So somebody that normally doesn't talk with their hands, and then when they're talking to you, then they are using their hands, when you notice the switch. So if the person normally talks with their hands, and if they are lying, they will stop. Okay, so I got it backwards. If they usually talk with their hands when they're talking to you, like Starlight does, but then I stop doing this and, I'm talking to you, well, that is a great indicator that they're lying when they stop using the talking with their hands. So once they lie to you, then they might, start using their hands again, because and why does this happen? Why does this happen? It happens because the mind's working so hard. It's actually working overtime. Because really, like it takes more muscles for you to frown than to give a smile, so it is kind of weird with this. It's same thing kind of, is that it's more work for the mind when people are lying. So really, please, people, tell the truth, just tell the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God, right? So their mind is working so hard creating the lie, other regular movements are halted until the lie is complete. So once they're done lying, then they might actually go back and do the hand signal, so there might be this pause, of no hand signaling while they're talking, or talking with your hands, because they're lying in that little time frame. Number 2 is hiding their palms hiding their palms. So I could be like talking to you and have my hands behind my back, or let's see, maybe I have picked this up. People having their hands in their pockets. They could be, that could be a great indicator that they're lying to. I can't even stick my hands because I'm sitting down. So, and now here, Starlight's got her hands under the table. So if they got their hands under the table, that could be another indicator that they could be lying to. So you got to pay attention to this. And then if you ask them a question and they instantly hide their palms, this could be a red flag. So like if they had their hands out, and then you're like, hey, maybe you think that the guy or girl that you're with is cheating on you, and you're like, where did they go last night? And you kind of got like, maybe your intuition is saying something, and you're like, where did you go last night anyway? Um, yeah, just hide those hands. That could be a nervous condition in their body, where they're having a hard time really um, answering you. So, and I'm just going to throw this, don't always fall for this just because they say this is like, because people that study about these things that I'm studying about, they're going to be harder to read as far as, are they lying to me, or did they really study this and got it down, where look me in the eye and tell me, I can look you in the eye. I've done that. I've been guilty of that where, somebody asked me something, and that was a long time ago. I knew, oh, I better look them right in the eye. And Starlight did. I was like, man, Starlight, you did a really good job. But really, it's not a good job because, so you do have to be careful because there could be people that really study this and they got this down. They're like, oh, no, don't do that. And, oh, don't do this and just do that. It's just like weird. So, number 3 is the person could be lying when they are messing with their hair, which Starlight actually had to put my hair up because tomorrow is my shower day. So they might be, there's a snooze. I gotta dismiss. I don't know why I'm having an alarm clock. I'm thinking, am I supposed to be somewhere tonight? So if they're playing with their hair, when they're talking, or Starlight did her nails, so if they're inspecting their nails, looking at their nails, or picking at their clothes, I don't know, I'm trying to think, how would they pick at their clothes? And another thing that I've noticed is, oh man, I can't take this phone call, is if a man or a girl, because guys and girls do this too, is when they wear a baseball cap, and I've seen this, where they get fidgety with the baseball cap, they're talking, and then, their nervous system is working. So watch out for those guys or girls that are wearing a baseball cap because they're like turning it around, doing it. I don't know. They're doing all kinds of funky stuff with their baseball caps. And the other thing is, I'm going to try to do this. They had pictures on there, but I'm going to try to use this because I don't know if I'm going to get a picture to describe this. So when somebody's lying to you, this could be an indicator that they're lying to you, is when I don't even have those big lips, so I don't know, they're going to do something with they had big poofy lips on there. So they're going to roll back their lips. See, I don't have really big lips, so I'm glad that. And it could be that they're trying to conceal something with their emotions. Or if a man is wearing a tie, he might try to adjust it near the neck area. And that could be another sign that he's not being 100% honest. I don't like when they say this, a little white lie. Why the white? So I don't get that stuff. So fidgeting with a tie, like, just adjusting, I'm gonna lie right now, but I gotta, like, I'm nervous about this, because I don't know if I'm gonna pull this off. I've dealt with a lot of liars and we all have, right? And we see these signs sometimes with people. And here's one that Starlight has learned on her own without even looking it up, because when my kids were little, and this happens not just with kids, it happens with adults, but you got to really pay good attention to these signs here, is when their skin complexion changes. I used to have a stepson long time ago. Sorry, Starlight's got a runny nose. I'm going to run and catch it. So their complexion could change. They could get red in the cheeks, like blushing looking, or their skin could look pale looking. And that's how I have caught my stepson many times. He was a quick thinker. He really, I'll tell you, I was on him that's why he didn't like me, is I was on him. I'm a mom. I am checking. I am searching things. I am really, when my kids were little, I'm a great investigator. I used to, I gotta just say this quick story is that I used to, there would be something that happened in the house and we didn't know who did it. There's 3 kids, well, and a man at that time. And I'm thinking, okay. And I knew it wasn't the guy, it was the kids, but I didn't know which one of the 3 did it, you know? And so I was trying to scare the kids into telling the truth and say, hey, I will be lighter on you if you tell the truth now. And so I went and got some kind of little like fingerprinting kit, or like some kind of way of figuring out, you know, like scaring the heck. I wanted to really scare the heck out of the kids so they would, you know, like confess. So, you know, things would be much smoother later on when, you know, when disciplining time came. So I had a lot of fun with that, and they did too, because they're like, then they thought twice, oh, my fingerprints, you know, like I had my finger, you know, one of them knew, you know, so their complexion on their skin can change. And that is what my stepson used to do, is he had a tan face. So man, when he lied, his face turned like white. So it was really cool that I could tell, you know, and it's amazing how that does happen. And it says, when people lie, their heart rate increases and adrenaline response is called a sympathetic nervous system. So, like I said, even if they're blushing, or even if they're sweating, you know, and this is about like investigators, you know, asking questions where they're like, oh shit, you know, they're asking me. And the investigators, they know the kind of questions to ask, you know, to, you know, see how they're going to respond. So isn't this fun? Starlight loves this stuff. And also about the sweating part, it is harder to tell if they're wearing dark clothes or sweaters. So that might be a good cover up, you know, because with a sweater and dark clothes on. And also, I've picked this up on one of my kids, is actually a couple of them. My son was the angel, though. He has a halo above his head. So number 6 is voice changing. Have you ever, maybe your husband or wife or your children, where, you know, you ask them, you know, I've actually had people do this to me, and it's a great way to find out if somebody's lying, is that you could talk about everyday stuff and then bam, ask them the question. Just to see the response, you know, like boom, there it goes. Starlight, I always thought I would have been a great investigator. So voice changing can indicate that they're lying, especially when their voice raises. Have you ever, like, and I've had to deal with this. My brother's no longer here anymore, but that is what I used to deal with him, is that when he lied, you know, he would try to prove to me that he wasn't lying by raising his voice and scaring the blank out of Starlight. I'm like, wow, I just asked you a question, you know. So like I said, I've dealt with a lot of liars in my life, where they actually, I think they had, it's like a illness or something, they lie so much they believe their own shit. So, or if their tone becomes snappy or short. So those are other ways with their voice. This could be because they are offensive before they're even accused of lying. Like, oh, I have dealt with that many times in my life with people I knew or know. And number 7 is they mention their honesty before their speech. Now, some of these are not 100%, like I said in the beginning, because I do this. I write to somebody, and, you know, it's hard for me to be honest and tell them, because I don't want to hurt their feelings, but I'm like, I am going to be honest with you. And that's expressing that it's hard that I got to tell you what I got to tell you, but I need to get it out so you know. And it's not easy for me to get this out, so I'm going to be honest with you, but this is how I feel, or this is how you make me feel. just because I'm forcing myself to get that out. So not always because that they're going to say, like, I'm being honest with you, and then they will tell the story of what it is. And that could be, because they want to make you believe that they are being honest by saying that they're being honest. So yes, that is true, because I have met a lot of people that have done that to me, where, they didn't even know me and they were trying to convince me I could trust them by lying to me and making it, making no sense, where it's like, I don't even know you, and you're thinking that I'm gonna just point blank trust you right now with what you're, like, I'm good. You didn't convince me that I can trust you. I don't even know you. So be careful of people, like even strangers will do that, where, like, this is the line that I've had many men tell me, is that they claim, like, Starlight, you could trust me. I'm a father. I'm a husband. You know, that don't mean shit to me. When I used to watch Dexter, you could be a married man and still be a psycho killer. You could, man. There's a lot of people that do that in relationships, that it's a guy and a wife. A guy will marry a girl, a lady, and he's gay. He's in the, like he's got shit hiding in the closet. So it's a cover up that he doesn't want anybody to know that he's gay or bisexual or whatever he is, but he will purposely go and have a relationship with a woman and even have kids so he can have his man friend on the side. So that stuff doesn't really impress me, just because you tell me that, or I had a guy tell me this at a park. He was following me around and spying on me. I mean, like, he was walking ahead of me. He got off the sidewalk, and he wasn't a good looking guy at all. And here he is, like, posing for, like, doing a selfie. But really what he was doing, I knew what he was doing, is that he was deceiving me by acting like he was doing a selfie. But all what he is doing is using that camera to actually try to take a picture of me coming at him. So once I seen what he was doing, instantly my intuition says, Starlight, turn your head. And I did. So I turned my head so he couldn't take a picture of me. So now I'm ahead of him and he's behind me. And I didn't want to walk to my car. I went the long way to my car. But instead of going to my car, because I had a bag, see, now that could have been on mine, but no, that means I have snot dripping off my nose and I'm trying to catch it. So, see what I'm saying? So instead of me walking my car, I decided I'm going to pull off and do a little trick like what he was doing. So I was acting like I was editing my, using my camera, which really all I was doing is just letting him get ahead. I didn't want him to be walking behind me. And then he gets upset and he yells at me and he goes, I'm not following you around. Bullshit, mother blank. You are following me around, and why I didn't even say anything. What caused you to say that? So he was lying to me. And then his other lie on top of that was, I've lived here my whole life. I've been in this park. Like, that doesn't mean shit to me. So sorry, that's not working with Starlight. So I'm just sharing these because these are the way I'm really good on this stuff. I am a little investigator. I am a little spy. I am a spy for Jesus right now. So yes, by people trying to, like, this is how they get little kids and, little girls and boys, is that or teenagers, they try to make them think you could trust me, you could trust me. And then they build, these kids and these young women and men, boys or whatever, they're like, oh yeah, he said I could trust him. So you do have to, because people do use those lines to actually deceive people, even kidnap people or kids, So, so they could say things like, I'm going to be honest with you, and honestly, I blah, 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 or let me tell you the truth. And then it could be a lie. Here, I'm going to tell, they already planned this. They already rehearsed it, like an actor, for a movie. They already rehearsed it. Doing this in a way is to compensate for their dishonesty. Number 8. Isn't this so much fun? Starlight's having so much fun. They might give you too much details. Now, this is not 100% because Starlight is a Virgo and I'm all about details. I tell a story and like, oh yeah, but if I'm telling a story, but if a police officer or investigator is asking me something, they might give you too much detail. Some people might believe by having detailed story, people will believe their lies. And these are people that normally, especially like an investigator or even a husband or a wife that's cheating or doing something behind their loved one's back, they might practice ahead of time and like, okay, now I'm guilty at doing something, so now I'm gonna say this story and get it all like figured out so I don't miss any details and stuff like that. And so it's really putting you out there being guilty because there's too many details when it really shouldn't be. So if the story is really too long, it could be that they're lying. And to do this, these people thought out their story ahead of time, like I was saying, thinking because so much details in the story, you will believe it. Like, who comes up with this stuff, And I've had the teenager, my stepson, a long time ago, that's what he would do. He was a great storyteller. For an example, someone might ask you a question, like say a detective, where were you last Tuesday? So some people might just say, I went to work. And then the people that definitely could be lying could be saying, well, I woke up around 9 o'clock, made my breakfast, took the car to the car wash, picked up a coffee, and went to work around 10. Didn't need all that information. And that's why Starlight has worked so hard about getting right straight to the point. Sometimes I might scare people because I'm like, I have a problem, and I don't beat around the bush. I'm like, bam, there it is. I don't need all that extra information. I used to be so bad at beating around the bush and having such a hard time expressing myself, where now I might actually scare people because it just comes out of me. Where does I just like, bam, it's out. So this, by people doing that, having too much to say, could appear that they are guilty. Number 9 is when they smile with their mouth. Wait, let me see if that's hard. See, I'm like, I can't do it. I can't say I can't do it because so smiling with your mouth, it's hard. My eyes already wrinkle up there. Smile with their mouth, not with their eyes. So hi. It's so a true genuine smile that signals joy is called a Dunchian smile. This smile, characterized by muscles pulling your smile, cheeks, and eyes, which creates wrinkles. That's why Starlight smiles a lot. That's where those lines came from. Crinkles on the side. If somebody asks you, now this has happened many times, and I've been guilty of this one. If somebody asks you, hey, do you want to give me a hand this weekend because I got to move? And you're like, ugh, I don't want to move. And you don't want to say no, where some people will agree with a big smile, like, like, I don't want to. When they really didn't want to. Really, this is why if somebody asks you a question, just pause. You don't have to, what I learned is to, instead of lying, please don't lie. It's not worth it, is to, like, because we're always shocked when somebody asks us questions. And like I said, you can shock people by, talking about a whole bunch of stuff and then bam, ask a question. And here Starlight's hiding her hands under the table. It's because my fingers are cold, okay? I'm not lying to you right now, but my fingers are cold. Am I lying? So, I'm having really, this is a fun topic. So, I've had lots of people do this to me where, like, asking for favors and they don't want to do it, or I've done that a lot to other people where I didn't want to. Is the best thing to do is not to give an answer, even though it's shocking and even though your body already reacts, like, help over the week, like, because I used to always say yes to everything, and then I found myself complaining later on. I'm like, oh, why did I say that? So it took a long time for me to correct that problem, is to not give an answer. You could say, well, let me think about that, or I'll get back to you. That way, and a lot of people, what I've noticed is men and women can be guilty of this, and I've seen this a lot when I used to go to church. The pastor might ask people point blank a question, and they're shocked by the question. They don't want to, like, participate in helping out, or, hey, can you come like early this Sunday because I want you to help me out at the church? And so, and then the pastor's looking at them, waiting for a response, but their body language is like, let me check with my wife and see what we're doing. So those are ways that you could tell that they didn't really want to, really even help out, So you gotta, and those, I don't want to say little lies, because a lie is a lie no matter what. It just is not good to practice lying at all. And so it's best to just, like, pause and just say, let me get back to you on that. And then you got time, and then you can practice in the mirror and say, I don't want to go there. I don't want to help. I don't want to go there. I got better things to do, because these are the things that Starlight used to think of when people wanted me for some reason. Hey, can you give me a ride somewhere? That was a good one, like, I don't want to give you a ride. You're always using me all the time. So Starlight's like, well, let me see what I'm doing for the rest of the week. But the answer is really no. So let's see. Starlight's having a whole lot of fun. So that was 9. 9. Oh, I got my papers. I got them. I'm like, where did 10 go? I got the paper flipped over. So this is so much fun. So yeah, I mean, have you ever been guilty of somebody's like, hey, could you give me a hand? And you don't want to. Yay, I'm giving you a hand. And you're like, not that kind of hand, Starlight. So have you ever been guilty of any of these? You can be brave and leave me a message down below. You're not going to be honest with me, are you? You're not. You're like, Starlight, I don't want to tell you that. Okay, the other thing is, number 10 is fidgeting their whole body. And I have seen this over and over again with strangers that I've met, or even family members, their whole body. When somebody could be lying, they could be nervous, and where they're shuffling with their feet, moving their feet around a lot, shaking their legs a lot. And I have seen this so many times with one of my family members, is itching a lot. And I didn't even know that until I studied this. I'm like, they itched a lot. They were, like, it was a nervous thing. And that person I didn't trust. It was so funny. And I'm like, no way, scratching repeatedly. So scratching repeatedly. So if you noticed beforehand, they were relaxed. And then you're asking them a question and like, So, yeah, that could definitely be a red flag that they're lying to you, because their nervous system is like, kind of like a person turning into an alien or something. It's like this big change going on with their body. Okay, number 11 is their body language doesn't match their speech. If somebody doesn't want to do something to help you, they might nod their head. Yeah, no. but they really want to say no. They're like, yeah, but inside it's like, no. So, for example, you might be having a wedding, and ahead of time you ask your best friend, hey, I'm going to have this wedding, and it's going to be out of the state somewhere where they have to travel, or maybe out of the country. That's where they're going to go for their wedding. And they might ask their friend, hey, I'd like to have you, inviting you for my wedding. And the friend doesn't want to, say no to their friend. So and then they could be inside their mind thinking the expenses, where they might get fidgeted with their hands as they're with their friend, because they might not likely go. They might not have said anything, but they might, like back out of it. And Starlight has been guilty so many times. When I was younger, I used to I used to create things and say, well, I got something going on. And so instead of lying, well, I would lie about it, but then I made sure I was actually like, oh, I got to do food shopping that day. So what did Starlight do that day? I was shopping for food. So Starlight was really naughty. I was trying to teach my kids not to lie, and I'm like, we're not gonna lie, but we gotta go and be busy somewhere, because we said we're gonna be busy later, so we gotta go and get busy now. So that was naughty. So if I told you that I absolutely don't lie, I would be lying to you, because there's sometimes things come out of my mouth. It just like, where did that, how did that even come out of my mouth? I'm like, it's like sometimes it's hard to tell the truth. Like, especially like if somebody forces their food on you and they want to know how was it, or do you want some and you don't want any, and they force it on you, they insist on you trying their food. That's happened many times. And then they want to ask, after they force you to get in it, which you didn't even trust the food, you're wondering how old was it, number one. That's why you didn't want to even try the food, because you're wondering what the date is on that, because these people, and you don't know if the dog licked on it or if it fell on the floor, and they want to feed you their food and you don't want to eat it because you don't know what happened. Was their hands clean before they cooked the food? Starlight's funky about that stuff. I want to see your hands clean. I don't want to see you dropping something on the floor and putting it back in the bowl, man. Stop doing that. So how was it? I didn't really like it. It just tasted horrible, but it was different. Well, it sure heck was different. It was really different. I'm like, I've had meals where I've actually had to put it in my mouth, and where my taste buds like don't swallow it. And I had to run down a long hallway and like, I gotta go to the bathroom now instantly. I gotta go to the bathroom. I had to go in the bathroom, but I didn't have to go to the bathroom. I had to go in the bathroom, but I didn't have to go pee or number 2 or 4. I just wanted to spit that out of my mouth and in the toilet as quick as I could. So I love this. This is fun. Number 12 is when somebody is lying to you about something, they might be out of breath. They might be staggering. They might have staggering breathing, or take long breaths of air before speaking. And also when they raise up shoulders like that, when they're that could be another, with each breath, when they're breathing heavy and raising their shoulders up. So that could be another indicator that they are lying to you. So Starlight had a fun time. Was she being honest? Did it look like Starlight had a fun time, or was she lying to you? That's too funny. My hands were under the table. So that was a lot of fun. Starlight had a lot of fun, and I had a very interesting day. So I am grateful. I thank the universe for everything, and So there's other people I want to say thank you. So I feel like a free little bird, and I feel really great. So anyway, I love you so much, and um, I could breathe now. So I do love you so much, and I hope you had fun with this video, and it probably got your brain thinking of different people and different faces and different scenarios, of different, events, things that you've experienced with family, friends or loved ones, or strangers, where you're like, they're lying to me. Why are they wasting their breath lying to Starlight for? I don't know. So it's much easier just to tell the truth, and it might be painful, but it's much better. So anyway, I love you, and this is Starlight. And here I am moving my hands around. So I love you so much. This is Starlight. You can give this video a thumbs up. You can subscribe to my YouTube video, and you can leave me a message down below. Beep, beep, beep. Plus, you can also share this video. Sorry, this is not Starlight line. I have an itch. You can share my videos with your family, your friends, a donkey, and also a sheep. Plus, you can also check out my playlist, and don't forget the notification bell. Plus, you can follow me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K, Dingman Starlight. I love you so much. I do. I gotta do all the signals. Put my hands. I don't know. What are the other hand signals that I'm lying? I am not lying to you. I love you so much. I do. I do. I do. Some of you, I know you really know I do. So anyway, I love you. This is Starlight. Namaste. This is Starlight, love, light, and peace.